Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's literally been forever since I've just sat down and done a little bit of like a chit chat, life update kind of video. So that is what this video is going to be. I'm going to be doing my makeup while I am chatting to you guys. I feel like I have a lot to fill you in on and a lot to kind of like get off my chest and just like, I don't know, I want you guys to feel connected to me, and there's been a lot going on this year that I haven't really spoken about online, so I feel like this video is going to be just my chance and my opportunity to let you guys in a little bit more on what has been going on behind the scenes. So yeah, I will be doing my makeup throughout the video, but I'm probably not going to focus a lot on the products that I'm using, so I'll just say it now. If I don't tell you what I'm using on my face, I'll have everything listed down below. So if you're wondering, just head down to the description box and it will all be there. I just curled my hair and I feel like it's gonna get in the way, like it's gonna really annoy me throughout this video, but I don't wanna put it back because otherwise it's gonna get ruined. So I'm just gonna have to awkwardly place it behind my ears and look like a bit of an egghead for a bit, but that's okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Where do I even start? I literally had to sit down and write a list of notes in my phone of everything that I wanted to kind of like talk about or everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Because I can get off track really easily. And when I start talking about things that make me anxious or stress me out, my brain switches off and then I forget like my train of thought and stuff. So I had to write down a list just so that at the end of this video, I can sit down and know that I covered everything I wanted to talk about. Anyways, first things first, where have I been? What have I been doing? I know I've been a little bit MIA on here recently. Honestly, I go in and out of YouTube. You guys would have noticed that if you've been subscribed to me for a while. You've probably noticed that I go from uploading really consistently for like a month and then I just disappear and stop uploading for about a month, and then the cycle just continues to happen. Oh my gosh. I really want to get past that, and I really want to just start uploading consistently. I think my problem is that I put a lot of pressure on myself. Oh my God, that nearly spilled all over my top. Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself and I stress myself out easily. So whenever I say to you guys I'm going to be uploading like 2 videos a week, my brain just goes into like meltdown and I struggle to balance life and work because all I can think about is I have to upload 2 videos a week. And then I stress out about it, and then everything else in my life kind of gets left behind for a bit. After about a month, I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I need to focus on this stuff too. And so then my focus shifts to another area of my life. And then that's typically when you guys would notice that I disappear from YouTube. And that's something that I really want to get better at. It's something that frustrates the absolute bejesus out of me because I want nothing more than to be like super connected to you guys and stay super consistent with my uploads. But I'm in the process of working out a routine for myself, and if you guys have been following me on my vlog channel or following me even on Instagram, you'd know that I am really starting to like get into a bit of a routine in life. I've really found a love for working out recently, and so my mornings consist of, you guys would have seen it in my morning routine that I uploaded. I think by the time this video is up, it would have been uploaded last week. But yeah, you would have seen in that video that I have a pretty, not strict morning routine, but that is kind of what I do every morning now. So I go to the gym and I work out, and I'm loving that. I absolutely love working out at the moment, which is not something I ever thought I would say, but it's bringing me so much happiness and I'm starting to see a lot of results from it with my mental health and my physical health. So yeah, I really, really love that. But now that I've kind of got that under control, I feel like I can start focusing on how to get my work stuff under control. And I overload myself a lot. I like to be busy, but then when I get busy, I'm like, what am I doing? Whoa, things need to slow down. So it's like one extreme or the other for me, and that's not healthy. So that's what I'm trying to figure out with my work life, is where the balance is and trying to meet in the middle, because I have so many goals and so many things that I want to do, but my brain just can't work out how to make it all work but still enjoy life at the same time. So that is my struggle at the moment, and something that I'm really working on. So in terms of my YouTube uploads, I am not going to tell you guys how many videos a week I'm going to have up, because it's going to just depend. It's going to depend on my mental health at that point. It's going to depend on my routine. I don't want to stress myself out. The reason I started YouTube is because it was a hobby for me. It was something I really, really loved. And the more you put like deadlines and expectations onto your video uploads, the less passion you have for it, because you start just focusing on, I have to get this video uploaded, rather than I want to put this video up because I really love it and I really enjoyed filming it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm worried that I'm losing my passion for this, and I really don't want to, because I love you guys. I love the connection that we have. I love that I get to do this for my job now, and I worked so hard to be able to do this full time. So I'm like, I don't want to just give all of that up. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with my uploads, and why I've been like in and out, being MIA and also active a lot. So hopefully you guys can understand that. Recently, I've also been really putting a lot of thought into the type of content that I want to create and what my goal is for my online presence as a whole. So for my YouTube channel, my vlog channel, my Instagram, just like, what is my goal and why am I here doing what I'm doing? So it's not really just about like the videos that I'm creating, like what kind of videos I want to do, but more about like the purpose behind them. So it goes a lot deeper for me, and I think that's just because I overthink everything, like literally everything, and my brain is constantly criticizing myself. So I don't know if you guys saw, but I shared on my Instagram stories maybe 2 months ago now that I had filmed the truthful YouTuber tag for a video here on my channel, and I never uploaded it. I literally went through the process of filming it and editing it. It was uploaded on my channel, but it was like kept on private, and I just could not bring myself to upload it, because every time I watched it back, I would sit there and just think like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this? It can be quite a controversial video, and I am not a controversial person. I don't like to get myself involved in drama. I state my opinions, but within reason, because I obviously never want to offend anyone, and I understand that everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So having the platform that I do, the last thing I would want is to push my opinions onto you guys, because we all have the freedom to decide what we want to decide. Do you know what I mean? So I'm very careful with all of that, and I always have been, but when I filmed this video, I struggled to film it for starters. Like, I sat there and there were so many retakes of the same sentence because I was so concerned about how it was going to come across and the way it would portray me. And like, I really struggled to film it, but I got through it and then edited it. And even then, like, I was just not happy, because I was like, this is not serving a positive purpose. Like, I'm putting this video out onto my channel for what reason? Like, and that was the thing. Like, I sat there and I was like, I don't know what the reason is. Like, this is nothing worth putting up. And so then after that happened, I really sat down and really thought about what my purpose is online and what I want to provide to you guys. I want to feel fulfillment from this job, and I think the way that I'm going to feel that is by constantly bringing you guys positive content and content that is uplifting and that makes you guys feel good about yourselves and teaches you how to feel good about yourselves. Doing the truthful YouTuber tag just does not fall under that category for me. So that is why I chose not to upload it. And that was kind of the reason, I guess, I fell off the bandwagon last time and you guys like haven't had an upload from me in a while, is because that was the last video that I filmed and uploaded, and I was just left in such a rut after that, just questioning everything that I was doing online and whether or not this is like what I want to do, whether it's fulfilling, whether it's serving a positive purpose. Like, do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like I'm getting super deep, but that is basically Another thing that's kind of been going through my mind over the last month is just making sure that I stay grounded and stay myself on here. Hopefully that makes sense as well. I already feel like this is going to be such a long video, so I hope you guys have a drink or a snack, because like, I can talk. I get a lot of comments on my videos saying, oh my God, she talks too much. I'm very good at talking. I could talk to a brick wall. It's just how I am. So it's going to be a long video. Oh my God. Also, I watched Love Island last night. Love Island Australia, if any of you guys are watching it as well. How happy are you that Owen is gone out of the villa? Oh my goodness. From the get-go, from the minute he walked into the villa, I did not like him. And I was always so confused about why every single girl in the villa was like head over heels for him, because I didn't find him attractive, which like each to their own, everyone's got different preferences. But his personality, he was so cocky and arrogant, and the way that he spoke to girls was honestly like, it made me feel uncomfortable watching through a TV. Like I can't even begin to imagine how it would have made those girls feel in the villa. So I'm so glad that he's gone. I'm just hooked. I'm really hooked on it. And I don't usually like to get hooked on TV shows, but I said to Ben, this is going to be my one show, my little hour every night where I just sit there and I zone out and I watch these people in a villa running around in bikinis trying to find love. Like, it just takes my mind off of the rest of the world for an hour, and I don't know, it just like de-stresses me a little bit. So yeah, I'm obsessed with it. My favorite couples, like the people that I want to do really well, are Jesse and Gerard. I never know how you say his name. And Adam and Cartier. I think they are freaking adorable. I was so happy when Jessie stayed in the villa, because then it meant that her and Gerard could actually like get together and see if they've got something there. And then Adam and Cartier are just like freaking gorgeous. So yeah, they're my picks. If you guys watch it, let me know in the comments down below which couples you really like. I am like way too obsessed with Love Island at the moment. I joined like the Love Island Facebook group and everything. My life revolves around it right now, and I'm not mad about it. So next up on my things that I wanted to talk about in this video, I wanted to chat to you guys about my thoughts on studying, because I have been thinking about going back to university, which those words I never thought would come out of my mouth ever. If you guys have followed me for a while, you'd know that I have been to university once before. I studied a Bachelor of International Hotel Tourism straight out of school and deferred after the first year. I failed accounting, and then I got my marks back for that, and I was like, well, you know what? Uni's not for me. Like, I just gave up instantly. I didn't really like the course I was doing anyway, so I don't regret deferring at all. I'm actually really glad that I did. But I've been thinking about going back to university recently, because I am one of those people that stresses about long-term stuff. Like, I feel like there's two different types of people in the world. There's people that just take each day as it comes and just deal with whatever's thrown at them on that day. And then there's people like me who stress about the future, even though there's not that much that they can do to control the future. That's me. So I guess like alongside all of the other things that I kind of told you guys about that's been going on in my head over the last month with YouTube and like my purpose and all of that, I have been thinking about, you know, like long term, is this something that I can keep up, and is this something I can continue doing? And honestly, like I love it at the moment, and I do enjoy it, but I'm like, in another 10 years, is this something I would still enjoy doing? Probably not. So I've obviously been thinking about what I can do to set myself up long term so that I've got options, because all I've really got is the fact that I am a qualified lash extension technician. Again, a lot of you guys may or may not know that about me. I used to have my own salon, and then I stopped doing that when I became full-time on YouTube. So that is kind of like a backup, but it's not really a backup that I want as my plan B. I don't really enjoy doing lash extensions anymore, and if it came down to it, I would probably prefer not to do them. So that's led me to thinking about, if I could do anything, what would I want to do? And for me, the answer is criminal psychology, which is like super left of field compared to what I do right now. But it is just something I am so incredibly interested in and passionate about. Anyone close to me knows how obsessed I am with prisons and criminals, particularly the psychology behind it all. So I'm so passionate and so interested in it. I'm like, why don't I study it and then potentially work in that field? Because I can really see myself enjoying that long term. So I've been looking into psychology degrees, and then I'm not really sure how to go about it. So if any of you guys have studied this or do this as a job or know of anyone that's done it as a job, I would love your input in the comments down below. Like, how did they go about it? How did you go about it? Because at the moment, my thoughts are that I may have to do a degree in psychology and then specialize in criminal psychology within that degree. I'm not really sure how it works, honestly. I need to do a lot more research into it. But then I know that you can also do a dual degree in criminology and psychology. So I don't know. I need to really explore my options and do a lot more research. There is a 13-week course that I'm thinking about signing up to at Griffith University. It's all online and it's kind of like an introduction to forensic psychology. So I'm thinking about starting that. But yeah, if any of you guys have been through this, I would just love to know any of your thoughts and opinions. Because I'm really scared to commit to university again. I'm freaking out about it, and I'm really struggling to come to terms with the commitment side of it, because I am not an academic person at all. I never have been. Studying is not easy for me. It just does not come naturally to me. I have to really bust my ass, and it's a huge commitment. So yeah, that really scares me. But I just have such a huge passion for criminal psychology that I really do think that this is something I could get through and something that I could commit to. But yeah, still scares the living daylights out of me. Also, I just used the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer for the first time in freaking forever, and I think I've just fallen in love with it again. It is incredible, and it smells delicious, which is also great. But yeah, it looks so good on my skin. I don't know why I don't use it more. I'm also going to try out these Wet n Wild highlighters again, because I featured them in a drugstore video months and months ago, and it kind of blew up and did really well on my channel. And when that happens, you get a lot of attention from a lot of people that don't know you or don't really watch the rest of your videos or anything like that. So I got a lot of crazy comments from people getting angry at me that I didn't like these Wet n Wild highlighters, and people have told me to give them another chance. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try them out again and see how they go. So a lot of the comments said that you had to scrape the top of the highlighter off because there's a coating on the top, which to me is super weird. You shouldn't have to do that with a product. But last time I used them, I just didn't get any payoff from them whatsoever. So I'm going to try that this time and see how that goes. So I've just scraped a little bit off the top there and dip my brush in. I feel a lot of pressure because if I don't like this again, I feel like I'm gonna get attacked from a lot of people. Let's see. Okay, there's definitely more happening this time than there was last time. Last time I don't think I could even really see it on my skin. There was not a lot happening. Yeah, they're definitely working a lot differently to how they were the first time I tried them. So you must have to just scrape off the top layer, which is so stupid. You should not have to do that with a product. But I mean, Wet n Wild is so affordable. It's kind of still worth it. I'm glad I gave these another go. I'm glad I had all those haters on my drugstore video telling me to give it another go. All right, so moving on to the next topic that I wanted to chat to you guys about. This one could get a little bit deep. I feel like I've never really spoken about this side of things before on social media. I've kind of touched on it a little bit on my Instagram. I find I'm a lot more personal and I share a lot more on my Instagram than I do on my YouTube. And I don't know if that's because I have a bigger following here on YouTube, so it kind of scares me to share personal stuff because you become quite vulnerable. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But anyway, so this year I have learnt a lot about myself in terms of my mental health. Mental health for me was not ever really spoken about when I was a kid. It's not a big thing that's ever come up in my family. Everything was pretty dandy. There's never been a focus on mental health in my life until I guess the last couple of years. I think all of you will agree that like it's become a lot more spoken about online. And I actually really like that because it means that people like myself who have always kind of like shied away from it a bit, we start reading things and we start like kind of applying it to our own lives and thinking like, oh, maybe this is why I feel this way, or I don't know, like it's a touchy thing because it's obviously different for everyone. But for myself, I have learned so much about myself in the last year. It is not even funny. I've been through a few little like speed bumps in the road this year, which have, I guess, led me to learn these things. So as you guys know, I had been having a lot of problems with my skin and I was trying everything. I went to a skin therapist and I was starting to get regular facials. The facials were nice and they were great for my skin, but I felt like it wasn't actually fixing the deeper issue. So then I started seeing a nutritionist because I thought maybe it had to do with my gut health. And on top of my skin health, I did have a lot of gut problems. Like I got bloated really easily and I just always felt like I had like a brick in my stomach. So there are a few reasons why I needed to see the nutritionist anyway. So I started seeing her, and on my first appointment, she asked me a lot of questions, as they do, because they obviously want to like diagnose what the problem is based on as much information as they can. So she asked me a ton of questions, and one of the questions that she asked me triggered a very, very emotional response from me. And I think she was probably shocked by it. I was very shocked by it because at that point I felt like I had just gotten very vulnerable with someone I'd only just met. And she basically turned around to me and she said that this thing, which I'm not going to go into detail with because it's very personal, but this thing was clearly stressing me out a lot and I was under a lot of stress because of it. And she said that she could tell straight away by my response to her question. And she asked me if I'd ever thought about seeing a psychologist to talk about this particular thing. And that took me by surprise. Like that, hearing those words was kind of like, holy moly. Like it was like two extremes, right? So for me, it shed a light on something that I wasn't really aware why I was constantly feeling this way. And her saying this to me was like that light shining, saying, this is why you feel like this all the time. And then the other extreme for me was like, it was very real. And I've never had someone sit there and say to me that like, you might need to talk to someone about this. Like you are struggling mentally and you need to do something about it. And that hit me hard. So from that, I started looking at all of my options. Right from the get-go, I didn't want to just go and book a psychologist appointment because to me, like, I want to sort things out by myself. And I think that nutritionist appointment just made me aware of a lot of things that I wasn't aware of before. And so I wanted to give it a chance for myself to sort it out before I went and sought professional help. I don't know. I have nothing against professional help. And I definitely think it's something that a lot of people need and it's helped a lot of people. And I would definitely be open to it. But in this particular circumstance, I was like, I just wanted to see if it's something I could handle myself. And yeah, it was going to be like hard, but I wanted to attack it myself basically. So I did. Again, I'm not going to go into detail, but I basically started talking to some people close to me and started getting their opinions, and I opened myself up a lot to the people around me, seeking help and guidance on the matter. And before I knew it, all of a sudden, I started to become a lot more relaxed and I felt like I had a lot more control over my emotions. Ben just got home. Be right back. Sorry guys, I just wanted to say hello to Ben. He isn't working today, so he's at home at the moment, which is very weird for me. I don't usually film when Ben's home, so I'm trying to just ignore the fact that he's out there and can probably hear everything I'm saying. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. So the issue that was causing me to feel like this still exists, but I feel like I've just, in that process, learned a lot about myself to the point where I can manage my emotions and control my emotions around that situation a bit better. So that's actually like very exciting for me, and it's a very positive thing in my eyes, because even though it started off a little bit negative and was a very difficult thing to like deal with emotionally for me. I ended up learning so much about myself and my mental health that I made so many improvements in my day-to-day life, in the way that I handle situations, in my relationships with people. Like, it just led to so many great things. And I'm really grateful that my nutritionist just had the balls to say, you need to see someone, because that just put it all into perspective for me. And it was something that I never really considered to be a defining issue in my life, because it's something that's just been there for a very long time. So yeah, that was like very interesting. And so this happened about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. So yeah, in the last 3 to 4 months, I have been learning a lot about myself, as you can imagine. I have been working out a lot, and I find that working out just brings me a lot of happiness and is really good for my mental health, because it obviously takes my mind off of things that are frustrating me in life. It gives me a bit of a purpose. It gets me up in the morning. It gets me out of the house. And it's really good for my physical and mental health. So that's like all round just a plus. I've also started meditating a little bit. So if I have like a really stressful day, or if I'm feeling really anxious from something, I actually downloaded Khloe Zep's Bloom app, which is absolutely incredible, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it or are interested in like meditating and wanting to get started on it or anything, I would highly recommend looking into it, because it's kind of like a really good beginner's guide for people that don't really understand it but are intrigued by it and want to experiment with it, because that's essentially what I wanted to do. Like, I was trying to figure out how to manage my stress and anxiety levels, and had been told that meditation was really good, but I didn't even know where to start. So this app was really, really great for that. So yeah, started meditating. I stopped drinking coffee, which is like a massive thing for me, because I used to be like a huge coffee drinker. I couldn't start my day until I had a coffee, and I would only ever have one, but oh my god, that one coffee in a day was the best thing ever. So I stopped drinking coffee because I started noticing that felt like I wasn't fully in control of like my emotions. Like, I would get anxious really easily, and then as a result, certain things would happen and I would just like react really fast because I was already in an anxious state. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I decided I wanted to like experiment and see how my anxiety went if I stopped drinking coffee. And now it has been about a month and a half since I've had a coffee, and I feel so in control. I feel so energized. I feel way less anxious than I did before. I still am a little bit anxious, and I'll touch on that in a second, but yeah, I just feel like it's helped me manage all of it a lot better. So yeah, I've made like quite a few changes in the last couple of months that are for the better. Unfortunately, it was something quite emotional and quite draining that led me to do all of this, but I'm still very grateful for it. So yeah, wow, there you go. Just dropped a bomb on you guys. Hope that's all right. But this is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to sit down and let you guys in on my life for the last few months, because I feel really distant from you guys, and I don't like that, and I don't want you guys to feel distant from me either. And I'm in this constant battle of like being online. You don't want to overshare, but you still want to share enough that people can relate to you and learn things from you. And so that's why I wanted to sit down and talk about all of this today, in the hopes that it might be able to help you guys or help someone else if they're experiencing something similar. So that's been kind of like my mental health journey this year. The other thing that I wanted to touch on with anxiety is like very much related to YouTube, because again, through all of this, I've learned stuff about myself and noticed things that I want to change. And one of those things for me is my social anxiety, which is something I never ever used to struggle with. And I honestly feel like YouTube has done that to me, or not YouTube, but this job. So in school, which was almost 10 years ago now, which is freaking insane, crazy to think about. I've got my 10-year reunion next year. But in school, I was like, I don't want to say I was in the popular group, because I freaking hate that term, but I wasn't shy. I was friends with a lot of people. I did a lot of performing arts. I did drama. I did all of the musicals. I was in all of the choirs. I had no issue socializing with people. I was a very social person. I worked at McDonald's, so obviously in that job I had to deal with people on a daily basis, and I always took a lot of pride in the fact that I thought like I was very good at customer service, and I've always been very good at handling, you know, customers and dealing with people and all of that. And just recently I've really noticed how much that has changed, and that really bothers me because I feel like I've lost that part of myself. So nowadays I could go into a social situation like an event or something, because obviously with this industry comes a lot of brand events and product launches and stuff where you go along and you meet a lot of other people in the industry, and you also meet a lot of people behind the brand and blah blah blah. And I would literally just like freeze up. I felt like my brain wasn't working properly. I feel like I can't hold a conversation with people. I would leave the event and I would overthink every little thing that I said to people. And then events aside, just in life in general, like I struggle to even like go up to the shops and do my grocery shopping and talk to the cash register lady. Like if I have to call like my insurance company, I would put that off for ages and ages because I just didn't want to have to deal with talking to a new person on the phone. I feel like I kind of have like struggled making friendships because new people would be introduced to me, whether it's like people that Ben works with and I'm meeting their girlfriends or something, and I would just shut down instantly. And I'm like, I don't want to talk. Like, what if I say something wrong? What if I say something that makes me seem like a horrible person? What if I don't know, like it's freaking weird. And I've never been like that. And I never was like that in high school. I was very confident in high school. Well, not confident, but like I never had an issue talking to people I never had an issue being social. And so for me recently, I think I honestly struggle with social anxiety now. And I think a lot of that has to do with this job. It keeps me in my house every single day, most of the time by myself, talking to a camera, which on camera I'm probably come across as being like pretty bubbly most of the time and like pretty social. I can talk a lot. Like I said, like I could talk to a brick wall, but that's because there's actually no one else in the room. And to me, I'm just talking to a camera. I'm not talking to people. And it's obviously not until this gets edited and then gets uploaded to YouTube that it goes out to people. And I have control over that. I have control over that final product that you guys see. Whereas in real life, if I'm meeting new people or if I'm talking to new people, that's like, it's almost like a live stream. Like I'm there, I'm talking. I can't edit out things that I say that I think might offend someone. And I think that has given me a lot of anxiety. And it's really sad to think about because I feel like I've lost a part of myself that was something I was so proud of in high school. And yeah, I'm even like, I feel like I'm getting really emotional about it right now, but it really stresses me out and it really bothers me. So that is something that I want to work on. I want to get that back and I want to kind of find that part of myself again, because I think people around me can probably tell that has changed a lot. I can tell, and if I can tell, I feel like the people that are closest to me can probably tell. So I've started doing things like saying yes to more social things. So for example, I was invited by one of Ben's workmates' girlfriends who I don't know overly well. Like I've met her a couple of times, but she invited me out on Friday night to go to drag queen bingo. And initially I was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do that. And I was trying to think of excuses as to why I didn't have to go. And then I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is my problem. Like I never would have had an issue doing things like this previously. So I just have to go in like head first. So I said yes and I went, and it was such a good night. It was so much fun. I met a bunch of other people. It was really, really great. And yeah, I want to try and start doing more of that now and try and get out of the house more, try and socialize more, and yeah, just find that part of me again, because I feel like I really have lost it in the last few years doing this as a job, and it makes me really sad. I'm getting stuck in the trap of just talking and not actually doing my makeup. So I'm going to try and quickly get my eyes done. I don't have too much else to chat to you guys about, so we're doing okay, but I get distracted really easily and can't talk and do my makeup at the same time. So I need to like power on through this. I'm actually going to be filming a try on haul after this, which is probably already up on my channel by the time you guys see it. It's my Princess Polly try on haul. So if you haven't seen that, I'll leave it linked down below. But I got some cute new summer spring outfits and I'm so excited for them. I'm actually heading to Bali in about 4 weeks time. Ben and I are going on a holiday with some friends, and yeah, I ordered a lot of the stuff from Princess Polly with Bali in mind. So I'm very excited. We've only got 30 days until we go. I have a countdown app on my phone counting down to it because like, boy, do I need a holiday. I really, really need a holiday. I am just like ready to just go away and sit on a sun lounge drinking pina coladas. I think I deserve it. All right, I'm back. I finished my eyes and did my winged liner because I knew that I would not be able to continue talking while I did them. So now I'm gonna move on to mascara. So on the weekend, I don't know how to explain this to you guys, but basically I have a very exciting project in the works. And on the weekend, it kind of all like came to a point where I was like, this is going to go ahead. So that's super exciting. I'll keep you guys updated along the way. We're still in the very early stages, but you guys might see every now and then on my Instagram stories that I'm going to ask a few little questions here and there, which will be related to the project, because I just want your feedback and your opinions on certain things. So this is a business venture for me, and you guys will be the first to know about it. So I want you to have a bit of an input, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, that's super exciting. I hate it when people say stuff like this and then don't tell you what it is, but I'm going to be doing that. Just because like nothing's set in stone yet. So I don't want to go out and give you guys a bunch of information that's not true. But yeah, it's very exciting. I've actually partnered with Ben's mum on this little business venture, which is strange but very exciting. So yeah, we've joined forces and we are working on a little project together, and I can't wait to show you guys more. But at the moment, like I said, it's still in the very early stages. So I'll wait until I have more to tell you about first. So stay tuned for that. I also have quite a few sponsored videos coming up. You guys will see over the next few weeks before I go to Bali. There will be quite a few sponsored videos, but as you guys always know, like I only work with brands that I genuinely love, and a lot of these brands are brands that I've worked with before, so they won't come as a surprise to you. But it's kind of just weird. I've been through a bit of a lull with work recently where I haven't had too much sponsored content to do. I think with the crossover with like end of financial year and stuff, it gets a bit slow and a bit quiet, and now it just seems to have all picked up again. So it always just works out that it all hits at once, which means that you guys are going to be seeing a couple of sponsored videos, maybe like a couple one after the other, which I don't usually like to do, but I'm kind of over the point of caring that much because like this is my freaking job, you know, like that's how I make money. So I'm not going to like apologize for working with brands that I really want to work with. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that, yeah, there's going to be more videos coming. Don't you worry. I was going to put on false lashes, but I still kind of have a little bit of my lash lift left over. So my lashes are looking okay. So I might just keep it at that. All right, we're getting to the end of the video. I don't really feel like I have anything else to fill you in on anyway, so this is probably great timing. I'm gonna finish it off with a Kat Von D liquid lipstick. This is the shade Ophelia. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to ask you guys is, have you been liking my non-beauty related content? So I obviously did the morning routine, and I've previously done a what I eat in a day. Do you guys like that kind of content? Because obviously my diet and working out and stuff has become a pretty big focus in my life recently, and I do want to share that with you guys. I do share a lot of it over on my vlog channel, but I don't know if you guys would want to see more like what I eat in a day videos, or even like a workout video. So like what I do in a week of workouts, or I don't know. Would you guys like to see that? Because obviously this channel started as more of a beauty channel, but as I've evolved, it's kind of evolved with me. And yeah, currently working out and living like a healthy lifestyle is very much something I'm passionate about and something I'm really enjoying. So I would love to incorporate that onto this channel if you guys are interested. So let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that pretty much brings me to the end of this video. I feel like I've possibly just overloaded you guys with like a lot of information, and I'm really sorry if I have, but like I said at the start, I had a lot to chat about and a lot to fill you guys in on. So I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless, and I hope you feel like you've gotten to know me a little bit better as well, because that was kind of like my intentions for this video. So if you've made it to the end and you've made it this far, I just want to say a massive thank you. I really appreciate it if you have made it all this way. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.